Okay, once you get the hub out, pull that aside. There's a the next thing is there's a splined washer, a plastic washer back there. It's this, and then here's half of the other one. They're just sitting back there. And there's a C-clip holding that whole thing on. And that is also sitting on this shaft here, and that's this guy. So you gotta get the C-clip off first, and then the whole thing should just slide right off. So again, I'm just gonna use my 2 picks. Alright, so that was it. C-clip. And now, the 2 washers, the splined washer and the plastic washer should just slide right off. Splined washer. Plastic washer, which I kind of beat to bits earlier. Okay, plastic washer. And then this assembly should just kind of pop out now. You just got to kind of work it with the picks. Right. There's these thrust washers and stuff. I believe that's what they're called. We're not going to need those. So again, just put it in your parts bin. I'm going to try to throw this stuff up on eBay. I don't really need it, but maybe there's some hardcore, you know, Ford guy out there who needs one of the parts. So I'm going to keep it all separate. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit. The new parts come pre-greased, so I'm gonna go against my will to pack this thing with grease. I mean, really, it's the bearing that needs grease, not the hub so much. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. I've got a wire brush here. I'm just gonna clean the splines a little bit. Gray grease. Gray means water. Alright, the next part kind of threw me off, but it's not so bad. There's this thing in here. Okay, this is the Spindle Nut. It's a 6-sided, kind of rounded, cornered nut that sits on there. I believe the actual measurement on this is 2.5. Just to show you what the tool might look like. This is for another truck I have. This is 2 3/4. This isn't going to fit, but essentially it would go in there and you would turn it. And so I don't have that. But the good news is it's not really on there all that tight. And since we're not going to use it again, we don't really care about you know, marring it or scratching it at all. So really all you got to do is use a screwdriver to kind of knock a little groove in it and just bang it off. So like I'll show you, it's hard to see, I'll show you what it's going to look like. So like if it's sitting on there, I'm just going to take the screwdriver and kind of bang 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 until I have like a point to push, and it'll just start turning, hopefully. Same thing here. I kind of do it on both sides, you just kind of work it around. Important note, going back for a second, there's another retaining clip. So this probably isn't going to come out until I take said retaining clip out. Again, I'm just going to use my 2 picks, kind of hold one side and pull the other. Oh yeah, that's right. This one is a, this clip is kind of funny. It's, there we go. So that's the clip you gotta remove. Alright, now that we got this off, I should be able to turn that nut. There she goes. Okay. You just got to keep on working it. It's not on there very tight. Now I'm able to just kind of spin it with the screwdriver using all the little grooves I just made in it as catch points. Spindle nut. That's what's going on the inside. So I'm gonna clean all this up, and then we're gonna put it back together using the Spindle Nut Kit from Warren, and then we're gonna install the hubs. So now you need your Spindle Nut Kit. Okay, here's it comes with so there's 3 pieces that you need in here. You have one nut with like a little nipple on it there. Okay. And you have a washer with holes in it, and it sits on that like that. But the important part is it's keyed here for the axle. So the idea is you put this thing on first, then you slide this on, and it clicks in with this. And if it doesn't match up, what you do is you pull the washer off and turn it upside down the other way, and everything's sort of offset enough that hopefully one of those configurations will get you what you need. And then you put the other washer on top of it, and you torque the shit out of this one. The manual says you put this on the spindle nut instructions say you put the first one on to 50 pounds and then back it off 90 degrees. So kind of like the other one, it's not really on there all that tight. I'm gonna do that now. Oh, let me show you one other thing here. This is the special tool that you're gonna need. It's a Spindle Nut Socket. So you can see it's got 4 little crowns, and they fit these spindle nuts very nicely. You're not going to be able to do the installation without this tool. I'm sure you could pound them in with a punch or screwdriver or something, but you're not going to be able to get the proper torque settings, and you're probably going to screw something up. So, the tool was 15 bucks. I ordered it on Amazon when I ordered the Spindle Nut Kit. And that was that. Alright, so I'm just going to use this to get it in by hand. Kind of weird, you got to catch the keyway just right. There it is. Okay. The instructions say that you're supposed to do this, I guess, with the tire and the wheel off and everything. And you're supposed to wiggle the rotor to set the bearing. But since I just had one on there and it hasn't really moved all that much, I'm gonna skip that part. You guys can yell at me, or somebody tell me I'm doing it wrong, and I'll come back and fix it. Now, it said 50 pounds. 50. Alright, and then it said back it off a quarter turn. There it is. Okay. Okay. Next is the washer. So on the way I got it right now, the little notch is going to go to the top, and let's see how it lines up. And like I said, if it doesn't work out for you in the position that you have it, you could just take it off and turn it in the other direction. Okay, so that worked out pretty good for us. Got lucky. Do this in here, see if you can see it. So right there is on the top is the notch, and then there's the little nipple tip thing. I got that, now I'm going to put the other washer on. So this one's pretty much the same except without the notch. Now, the manual says if you have a Dana 30 or 44, which I believe this truck has a Dana 44, that you would install the outer bearing nut to 160 to 205 pounds using spanner lock nut wrench. My wrench doesn't go that high. I get 150 maybe, so that's all I'm gonna do, because that's what I got. Alright, so I've set my torque wrench to the maximum setting of 155-ish pounds. Try to grab it. And this gets a little tricky because the thing wants to fly out of the notch. So you got to kind of hold it straight and push in at the same time to get your click. Do not use an impact. You will screw it up. There it is. Okay. So the next part is to install the actual hub. That's this piece. You're just going to slide it on. There's, two sets of splines, the inner and the outer. You're going to get the inner one lined up, and then the outer one, just turn it, and it's just going to pop on. But interesting note, what's going to happen is you're going to put this on here, And there's a clip that goes on the outside here. You can see that is got a groove. So what you're gonna have to do once you get that piece on there is put the clip on, and you'll notice that the half shafts it's kind of got a little bit of play. Like I can use my pry bar to kind of pull them out here. So what's gonna have to happen is once you get all this on here, this is probably gonna be pushed in, and you're gonna have to go behind the wheel and just use your pry bar to kind of push the axle back out. And it's a little delicate dance you're gonna have to do. Okay, so I got my outer on, my inner, so now it kind of gets stuck right there. You just gotta find the spot where everything engages. There, I just kind of mess with it and it'll go all the way in. Alright, and wipe off some of that excess grease so I can see what I'm doing. So, the ring isn't available there. I'm hoping I just push the axle shaft out a little bit from behind. Pop it out. That's out, and it's back. You can see I'm just using a pry bar to get a little leverage on it. Move that. Shove that in there. Okay. I actually shoved the pry bar in between the universals and kind of wedged it in there. It kind of pushed the axle forward, so now the slot is available. And in the kit here, you've got this C-ring, C-clip thingy. Now this one's interesting. Okay, it's got these two holes. I've got this tool that I kind of, does one of these numbers. This one of the sides broke, so I had to kind of make do here, but hopefully you'll get the idea. I'm imagining you could probably make something or just stick with it until you get it. Hopefully here. Okay, so let's try and work. Alright, and just push it all the way around. You'll know when it clicks in. It'll be pretty obvious. Alright, so we're in there. And then there is a retaining ring. Goes around the outside here. It's a lot like the one you just took off. Okay, just gonna slide that guy in there. Click, click. Alright, and then take your hub, set it to free, not lock. There's a boom on free, and then line it up. It'll fit in, kind of notch in, and you just kind of find a spot where it's gonna grab. Okay, just kind of bang it on there with your hand. And you got some screws. Torque's 20. And that's it. Once you have the everything all tightened down, you can probably use your dirty rag to make it even dirtier. And you're good to go. The way to check it, you know it's actually working would be to jack up the wheel and turn it from free to lock and turn the wheel and see whether it engages the axle, which we're going to do right now. Alright, let's test them out. So right now I'm in the free position, so I turn the wheel. If I look on the inside, I don't see any shafts moving. But if I lock it, now I see the actual shafts moving. Free. You'll notice I go forward, it's still engaged. Oh, actually let go. A lot of times you have to go backwards first. Usually you just kind of rotate the wheel backwards a second and go forward, but let go. So, lock. There she is, turning. And free. Still turns the shaft. Just go backwards for a second. Hear it click, and you're good to go. So I hope this helps somebody, because I know I was searching for some answers, very confused in the difference between the 5 screw and the 3 screw. As you can see, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little bit different. Once you install the manual hubs, you shouldn't have any problems. Thanks for watching.